Hello everyone. Today I want to show you a small demo of a health system, a AI native health system that I've been working on. So let's get started with the demo. So you see on the screen, this is a screen to create a new encounter. So I'll simply select a patient and I'll select an attending provider and the chief complaint. So let's say chest pain, reason for visit chest pain, and I'll create an encounter. Now here I can start the ambient recording. So I'm going to pull up a script for the recording and let's start the recording. Patient is a 45-year-old female presenting with chest pain for 2 days. Blood pressure is 140 over 90. Heart rate is 88. I'm starting her on amlodipine 5 mg daily and ordering an ECG. She's also allergic to penicillin. So this will transcribe everything, and if you see, there are several sub agents working parallelly. So the chief complaint extractor, vitals extractor, medication extractor, allergy extractor. Now if you see, this is the beauty. Now if you've seen all the big EHRs, okay, the ambient transcribing is something that is built on top of the EHR, and it just basically returns the soap notes. But this is not just transcribing. As I said, that this health system is AI native, which means AI is a core architectural part of the system. So what we did is we transcribed it, we ran several agents in parallel, specialized sub agents, and all of those, they got all the relevant information. And this is now not just a soap note, but all the information will be recorded in its respective section. Like if you see vitals, BP systolic 140 mmHg, BP diastolic 90 mmHg, heart rate 88 BPM. Diagnosis, it has found a diagnosis, chest pain unspecified, because we did not specify the reason for chest pain. So it has come up with the correct diagnosis code. I-10, essential primary hypertension. Medications, because the doctor said that he's going to start the patient on amlodipine 5 mg daily. And allergies, penicillin. And here's your soap note. It says the patient, subjective. The patient is 45-year-old female who presents with a chief complaint of chest pain for the past 2 days. Objective. Vital signs are as follows: blood pressure is 140/90 mmHg. So, in short, it has not just transcribed and returned a soap note, but it's going to document all the structured information for you in your system. So as soon as I say save all to the encounter, see what happens. Now in your vital section, you see all the vitals documented, structured data. You see all the diagnosis documented, structured data. Allergies documented, all structured. So we all talk about AI. We all want to solve big problems, but what is the fundamental part to solve these big problems? It is nothing but accurate documentation. And today doctors are struggling documenting, because you know one office visit they spend 15 minutes on the documentation, and this system can save that time for them. So doctor doesn't have to worry about all the documentation. There's a human in loop. All he has to do is start transcribing, talk to the patient normally as they do, and OMI, this AI, is going to listen in the background. It has awesome features. It can book appointments just by saying. So if I just say, uh, "Hey Omi, can you navigate me to the appointment screen, please?" Now this is a fancy feature, not needed, I know, because nobody wants to talk and get navigated to the appointment screen. But just as an example, what capabilities this health system can have. So I can say, "Hey Omi, can you book an appointment for patient Jayesh Chaudhary with provider Jayesh Chaudhary for tomorrow?" Now you see, I just said, I just gave patient's name, doctor's name. Now this Omi is intelligent. He's saying I couldn't find any patient or provider named Jayesh Chaudhary. All right, spelling mistake. So let's do this. So I'll just type and let's see if he finds it. Okay, so this is an example. This system is at a very, yeah, there you go. He says, I found a provider named Jayesh Chaudhary, but no patient with that name. Here are the details for the provider. Okay, and then it asks me to give the patient details. So if I give it patient details, it knows very well what my system requires to book an appointment. It will ask me for, what date and time I want to book the appointment for, and all the necessary information. So this is the intelligence that I've built in this system, and that's why I say that this is AI native. AI is not a layer on top of it, but it is very deeply embedded in it. And let me show you how. Okay, so if you go to AI config, so you know in entire AI, all the agents, all the orchestration is configurable in the system. Nothing is hard coded. So if you go to AI config, you will see the providers and models. I have AWS Bedrock, I have Anthropic, I have Claude Haiku 3.5 for text generation, I have DeepGram for transcribing. I use Nova 2 for speech to text, and GPT 4.0. So these are all the models that I have. Now let me show you what are the capabilities that we have. So all the capabilities that we have in the system and what model we want to use, all is configurable. I can change the model from here. I can change the temperature from here. I can change the max tokens. So for text generation, we have OpenAI GPT 4.0. For vision, I have again GPT 4.0. For speech to text, it's Deep Drum. Embedding, I have OpenAI GPT. Embedding 3 small. Summarization, again OpenAI GPT. So currently I'm using some cheap models because it's in development phase and I don't want to spend a lot of money. uh, here are the prompt templates. So all the prompt templates are also configurable here. This is the prompt that we provide to the agents, and then we make a function tool call. So we give a schema that we expect back, and it abides by that. Now, moving forward, we have a lot of sub-agents, and this is where the magic happens. So sub-agents are, one specialized uh, sub-agent will have its own task. So allergy extractor, what it does is it specializes in allergy extraction. Chief complaint extractor specializes in, as the name suggests, chief complaint extractor. So we have all these small agents. Now let me show you the workflow that I showed you right now about the transcribing, soap notes. So ambient clinical documentation, how that works. So this is, in the workflow, I have this workflow and I've configured it. So if you see what that workflow does is, okay, it extracts clinical facts and it's a parallel group. So I run it for all 7 extractor agents in parallel. Okay, so yeah, this runs in parallel, and then it generates a soap note. So there is a soap generator, and then assembles the draft. So this is how the workflow is configured. And then you have all the options here, like tool calls and sub agents. You can add a sub agent. uh, so yeah, a lot of functionality in this tag also. So that is what I wanted to show you. A lot of cool things are going to come up, so stay tuned and uh, yeah, watch for more. Thank you.